Hi all, I'm going to show you this new text-based editing in Premiere Pro. Right now you can only use it in beta, but it should go into the regular Premiere Pro soon, and I'm super excited about this. It's going to make video editing so much easier. So let's dive in. So here I am in Premiere Pro. I'm on the import section, and I'm just going to select the clips that I want to import. Okay, once I'm in the file that I want to import, I'll just select that, and then you need to make sure you turn on automatic transcription. Select your language, and then if you have multiple speakers, we want to separate them, and we want to auto transcribe all the imported clips, not just the ones in the sequence. Those are the settings you want to use, and then we will just import that into our project, and it creates a sequence for us with that on here. We don't see the text here, so we'll go into Window, Text, and then we're just going to wait for it to transcribe for a second. This is an hour-long video, maybe even longer than that, so it's going to take a minute, and we talk a lot, so it's going to take a little bit. If you have a shorter video, it won't take quite as long, but it just takes a little bit to get that transcription up. All right, now we have our transcript here, and if we want to, we can change our speakers' names. So speaker 2 is me, and speaker 1 is Lindsay. And you can change something, so if it registers Lindsay saying something that's actually me, I can just go in and change that and say, oh no, that was actually me instead. So we have everything here, and you can pretty much edit just by doing all kinds of things. We have nothing in our sequence right now. This is just the source material. So what we could do is insert the whole thing into our sequence and edit from there, or we could just insert the clips that we want to. So at the beginning, we are just saying like, hey, how are you? I'm explaining how this is going to work. So I'm going to find the part where we actually get started, and then the part where we end, and I'm going to insert that into our sequence. Okay, now I found the part where we started, where I say, here I am with Lindsay. So what we can do is select basically all of this text, the entire conversation that we want to have, and then down to our yay, thank you so much. And then you can just click insert, and it will insert that exact section and none of the other sections. And now when I click on this particular sequence clip, you can see there's not those ellipses to the left of our name, and this says to edit speaker names, make changes in the source transcript. So the source transcript is always going to be like that file that you placed in there, and then in the sequence it's going to be the edits that you've made. So we can continue to edit this version without really editing the source transcript. So now I have the in sequence version right here in front of me, and then there's a part in the middle where I actually had a coughing fit. So I'm going to find that. And you can do something like you can search the transcript. So I'll search sorry, because I think I said sorry about 100 times while I was doing that. There's 7 results. And I think this is right. Okay, everyone, I had a coughing fit. It's not great at understanding my voice all the time, especially when I sound froggy like this. But I can just delete everything that is in here. And what's going to happen is you can see exactly what I have highlighted over here on my timeline. And if I delete, I will ripple that. You can do with a backspace, and you can see I've made that ripple delete right here. So then I'm just going to find where that starts, and oh man, I was just, you can see me over here dying. And I finally used a cough drop and got it back under control. All right, so this is where we started, but I can basically just go back to where this clip began. We kind of talk a little bit about this, and I started over at the question. So when you are working with stationers, what do they do? So I'm going to get rid of her first part where she started answering that question, and I'm going to get rid of where I asked that question. Okay, and then I'm just going to make sure that where we end is where we actually ended. Yes. Okay, perfect. And then you can just watch this back through if you want to make sure that it goes correctly. So it's a little bit of a cut there. That's a little weird. I can work on that transition, but this is just an interview, so I'm not super concerned. So what I've done here through the transcript is I cut out the beginning and the end parts where we're just talking. I cut out that middle part where I have a coughing fit, and you can change like the size of this as you're editing to make it more accessible. You can do so many things here. It's also going to show things like these little ellipses, kind of where we pause in our speech, and so you can actually use that and you can just delete those. So you can take out all of those kind of ums and weird moments, and it's going to shrink the video in those moments. I don't like to do it 100% because I think in an interview style video, this is totally fine. There are always going to be some ums and some awkward pauses and things like that, but I think that's important, and I think that's more helpful than having a bunch of like little cuts in there, because you'll start to be able to see when I cut those out. But if it was a YouTube video, a TikTok, for instance, I might cut all of those because people are used to seeing those things cut really fast, so that you get rid of every millisecond of unneeded time. So just thinking about the type of video that you're using. You can also cut and paste things, so you can move something from here to the beginning. If we had said something at the end, like gone back, sometimes I go back and intro people at the end because I want to see where the conversation is going, or sometimes I forget to put something in a YouTube video, so you can copy and paste as well. So I think this text editing is going to be really fun. I am kind of known for having a weird voice for text to speech, so I think that it's going to have trouble understanding exactly what I'm saying, like over here in the source code. It does say at the beginning, I was talking about the Eras tour, and it says, we were like racist get posters. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I obviously didn't say racist. But it's so fun to look at the transcript, be able to just quickly delete things. You don't have to like listen until, oh, she finally finished saying that, or try to find it in the audio where I finished the sentence. You can just delete that sentence here on the transcript, go through and delete all of your ums and things like that, and basically make your editing process a lot faster. So I'm super excited about this. This is currently in beta, and just real quick, in case you're not sure how to get beta apps on Creative Cloud, you'll just go into Creative Cloud, you'll be signed into your subscription, and on this apps tab, you'll see beta apps, and then that's where you can download all of the latest betas. They update a lot, so a lot of times when you log in, it'll kind of force you to do an update on your beta, but it's nice to see all of these new features, and I think we're using AI and transcription software and things like that to really hone in on some of the things that are going to make your editing process easier. Let me know what you think of this new feature in Premiere Pro. I think it's going to be so helpful to a lot of our editing processes, and I can't wait to use it more in depth. I'm going to go finish editing this video, and while you're here, I hope you'll comment, let us know what you thought of this, and watch some of our other Adobe videos while you're here.